Hey there, my name is Jason Dames. I'm back with you today. I just wanted to follow up on a video I did a couple days ago. It was describing on why the ketogenic might be beneficial to utilize as a strategy for weight loss in your lifestyle if you're one of them people that have really struggled to lose weight. I gave you 8 key physiological benefits that would really motivate you on the reasons why you might want to implement that in your life. So with that said, I get a lot of questions on, well, how do I actually do the ketogenic diet? How do I actually implement in my lifestyle? So that's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to give you 3 key things to take away, some information and some practical guidelines that you can start to utilize this diet into your lifestyle and just help you on your weight loss journey. Is that cool? So I think I want to start out with, though, a lot of times people think that the ketogenic diet is really hard because you have to be really compliant, and there's an argument that it's really restrictive and things of that nature. I don't really think of it that way. I think the ketogenic diet is awesome in so many different ways, in particular with the fact that you get to eat a lot of flavorful food. See, when you start to put fats back in your diet, it really adds a lot of flavor. You get to eat things like burgers and you know, small amounts of bacon, you know, eggs. When you start adding fat and butter and things into your vegetables, it really adds the flavor into them, all them great vegetables that a lot of times people don't like. So it's not so much restrictive, and I really think some of the pluses that you get as far as when ketones are elevated, it really suppresses your hunger and your cravings. You don't have to eat as often. So these are all great benefits to utilizing the ketogenic diet. And so yes, you do need to be compliant, and there's 2 key main things that I really want you to take away when you're starting this diet is that, one, you want to have nutrient-dense foods in this. A lot of people get the wrong idea that you're just eating bacon, lard, and mayonnaise because it fits in the macronutrient profile, right? But there's some dangers to that, including endotoxin release that really affects your microbiome, your body's ability to regulate hormones, causing inflammation and so forth. So we really want to make sure that we're getting a variety of really good quality fats, quality vegetables with high in micronutrients and phytonutrients. These are really, really important things. We also want to have a balance in different types of fats. You see, too much of just saturated fats or too much of any fats can be inflammatory, and we just want to make sure that we're getting a variety in our body. The body needs a lot of different variety because we have all these different functions, and these foods play a huge, huge role inside our body. So with that said, I'm just going to go into the first huge point that I really want you to take away. Most of the clients that I get started with, I always make sure that they start to learn how to track the food that they're eating. It's really hard to gauge, you know, what you're eating, how you're doing if you're not really tracking it. And a lot of times people get really so bent on calories in, calories out, and they're tracking every little bitty calorie. The point of tracking is not so much to worry about every single thing that you put in your mouth or every little minute calorie that you're putting in. It's really to help you understand your food, what you're putting in your mouth, kind of the portion ranges, because in this diet, we want a macronutrient range. And remember, if you're not familiar with macronutrients, it just means macronutrients are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. And so on this diet, on the ketogenic diet, you want 70% of your calories coming from fat sources. These fat sources are like MCT oils, avocado oils, olive oils, butter, ghee. Avocado should be just a staple in your diet. I'll go through the rest of that list in a minute, but fats like that, you want to have 70% of your diet. 20% are going to be good quality proteins from animal sources and plant-based sources of protein, grass-fed beef, eggs, things of that nature. And then 10% are going to come from mainly non-starchy vegetables. So you're going to be eating a lot of different variety of vegetables on this diet, which is really good because it's mainly high in fiber. There's not a whole lot of carbohydrates. So you can almost eat just about as much as you want of those. And you want to really implement those vegetables in all of your different meals so that way you're feeding the prebiotics to the gut bacteria. If we want to have good health, all starts in the gut, as Hippocrates said. So we just want to make sure we're getting this profile 70%, 20%, 10% carbs. So people go wrong where they're just wanting to eat bacon and all that stuff to get their macronutrient ranges in. So we just want the first key important thing is for you to understand your food so you can get them good proteins and fats. So if you understand the macro, the tracking is really what helps you familiarize with them foods that you're eating. So if you have a MyFitnessPal, some sort of app like that, that's kind of the way to go. I normally sit down and kind of teach people how to use that. I know it seems kind of burdensome, some of these things, and that's, I think, where the ketogenic diet can seem a little bit tough. But once you get this and you understand how to do this, I tell people this all the time. It's just like when you learn anything, the more comfortable you become with it, the more easier it is. And then as you develop this and your ketones get high and you understand the tracking a little bit, you're only going to be eating like 2, maybe 3 times a day. Sometimes you're working out, and depending on your muscle mass, you might eat at the max about 4 times a day. But you're not going to feel hungry all the time. The cravings are going to go away, and you're just going to feel satiated and feel calm. The anxiety will kind of dissipate. It's going to help alter so many different areas that I talked to you on the other video, right? So the second thing, these two kind of go hand in hand, but with the macronutrients and on the tracking on your MyFitnessPal, you also want, if you can invest into one of these things, it's a blood glucose and ketone monitor. This is a Keto Mojo. Now there's a couple other ones, Precision Extra. I also have another one. I forget the name of that. It is, I guess it doesn't matter, but this is a great device that can help actually measure the blood ketones in your blood and your glucose. See, what we want to be in a therapeutic range of ketosis, we want your blood glucose to start lowering, probably anywhere from the 70 and the 80 range in the milliliters per deciliter. A normal fasted glucose for most normal people is around 100 milligrams per deciliter. As your ketones elevate, by default, your glucose is going to lower because we're not using so much sugar for energy, right? We're upregulating these ketones, and we're using those ketone bodies, this acetoacetate and beta hydroxybutyrate, as our main source of energy. Those are our primary ketones. So we can measure these ketones here, and what we want is a therapeutic range anywhere from 0.5 millimolars up to anywhere the 3 burning ketones and using fat for energy. A good average range is anywhere from 1.5 to 2. When you get in that range and the glucose starts to go down in the 70s, you know you're burning fat. That's really exciting because you can see it. You're like, yeah, I'm burning fat, and it helps you stay on track and you get excited. And so this all goes hand in hand, and it makes you want to do even better with your exercise and nutrition and all that sort of things, right? So we're tracking our macronutrients and our food inside the MyFitnessPal, and then we're measuring our blood glucose. See, now we got something to really analyze what's going on. If we're not tracking, we really don't know what to change, and everybody's body is a little bit different, so we can't just treat everybody the same. And I think that's one of the problems in the fitness industry is we just kind of put a diet plan and it's kind of a one-size-fits-all, and all of our bodies just react a little bit differently. Some people can handle a little bit more carbs than others. Some people can't. And then some people need to add some, like sometimes as we're going into the ketogenic diet, you might go after 3 or 4 weeks, you just feel a little bit sluggish. Sometimes introducing a little bit of carbs for a day in that week, up to 100, 150 grams, may help kind of reset your metabolism and help you kind of get back into burning ketones really efficiently. So it's just kind of gauging. Some people are like every other week, some people are weeks. Sometimes it's just once a month. So it's just learning your body and helping you understand. And that's the whole point of tracking, is helping you learn your own body, helping you get a knowledge base, so that way you have the confidence. The more confidence that you have, the better that you're going to do, and you're going to see progress. And then it's going to motivate you more, and you're going to keep going with it. And a year down from the road, you're going to have huge, huge, huge progress, right? So the second point is, this second point is called time-restricted feeding, or you've heard it as intermittent fasting. It's just where you're eating in an 8-hour window, where you eat all of your meals instead of like spreading it out through all day. You start at a certain time and you end at a certain time in an 8-hour window. And this works really good synergistically with the ketogenic diet. You're going kind of a long period of about anywhere from 14 to 16 hours where you're not eating. And so insulin resistance goes down. It allows the body to tap into them and break down those ketones and elevate those ketones. Now, this is all in context. It could change depending on how active you are, if you're going to the gym quite a bit, how intense your workouts are. Things of that nature are going to play a big role. So you might, on the days that you're working out and you have you're very physically active, you might eat an extra meal or extend that eating window out a little bit further on a couple days of the weeks that you're working out. And the other days, you just stay strict to the 8-hour window. So again, it's all in context. These are things to just kind of apply as principles. And you might start your eating window maybe around like 10 o'clock and then end somewhere around 6 or 7. Or you might start at 8, end at around 5 or 6. Find something that fits in your lifestyle. A lot of times people are busy in the morning. They don't want to cook breakfast. A good way to start it is just some MCT oil, maybe some butter inside your coffee with a little bit of creamer. It's called bulletproof coffee. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it, but it's a great way to kind of get your day jump started. You won't feel very hungry, probably all the way up to noon or maybe even lunchtime or 1 o'clock or so. And so number 2 really works synergistically with the ketogenic diet. It's really going to put your body in that kind of fasted state and utilize ketones really well. So the last thing is learning the macronutrients that you're going to be using, in particular fats. You want to get familiar, and again, that reiterates back to what I was saying on tracking. So these are some of the fats that you just want to get familiarized. When you familiarize with yourself with these fats, it's really easy, like if you're going out to eat, to know what to add in or subtract or what not to eat. And so on a ketogenic diet, you want a really good variety of different fats. So you want omega-3 fats, you want polyunsaturated fats, you want monounsaturated fats, you want saturated fats. So saturated fats are good in the right moderation, in the right context, right? What we do want to stay away from is inflammatory oils, toxic fats. These are like vegetable oils, canola oils, soybean oils. These things are in just about everything. And what they are is they're oxidized fats, and your body does not recognize them as the fats that we need in our body. So they drive a lot of inflammation in our body. We've talked a lot about inflammation and the dangers of the effects that has on our bodies, right? So we want to make sure that we're getting a variety of these different healthy, good fats. So coconut oil, MCT oil, olive oil, avocado oils, butter, ghee. These are some of the things that you want to make staples as foods in your diet. Avocados, some different variety of nuts. Now, again, this is in context too, because if you have a nut or a seed allergy or a dairy allergy, obviously we're going to want to be able to fix your digestive system and things of that nature before you actually start implementing some of that back into your diet, or if it's even possible that you can. So nuts, seeds, peanuts, pecans and macadamia nuts are great sources of nuts on this diet. Eggs, fish, grass-fed beef, olives, moderate amounts of dairy, like I said, if you can handle dairy or not dairy sensitive. That's a big controversy. I'll leave that for another video. But you got the point. These are 3 huge things to take away. This is stuff that you can actually implement. I've got a list of macronutrients, carbs, proteins, and fats on finalstartfitness.com. You can go look at that if you're just wanting to know and you're not sure on what foods to eat and what not to eat. I'm really trying to work on putting a program that you can follow of different meals. My wife's going to help me create some more recipes and things that we can put up on my website as well. So hopefully all this information is really going to help you just get a jump start, and we'll keep putting more information out there for you. And we'd really appreciate it if you follow our YouTube channel. We want to help this grow. We want to help this information get out so we can affect as many people as we can, help them make this year their final start to a new healthy you, and try to help break the epidemic of our obesity in our society. That's what I think our really goal is. So God bless you. Until next time, we'll see you again, and I hope you have a great day.